Hey everyone, welcome to today's body review. This is Lukas, I'm Martin, L&M Guitar Corner, and today I'm going to check out Lukas Acoustasonic Stratocaster. This Acoustasonic Stratocaster was made in Corona, California. There are also more affordable Acoustasonic guitars, the Telecaster and the Jazzmaster, which also have made in Mexico versions, as well as the made in America versions, but the Strat is only made in America. It usually retails for around $1,800 US dollars or euro, and I got this one used for a very discounted price. I purchased it for 900 euros on the used market here in our local area. And yeah, should we quickly cover the specs of the guitar?
Yes, let's get through it.
All right, it has a solid Sitka spruce top. The back and the neck are mahogany. The fretboard is ebony. It has 22 narrow tall frets, regular Fender tuners, currently strung up with 11 to 52 gauge phosphor bronze strings. GraphTech tusk nut, compensated saddles, also GraphTech tusk. What else? Two knobs. This one is a volume knob. This one is the blend knob, which we will cover in a bit. And we have a 5-way position blade switch. And this position 5 starts with acoustic tones. Then you can go down to alternative acoustic tones. Acoustic tones with harmonics. This is an acoustic electric blend, and these are purely the electric tones. And with this knob you always have like an A and B. This is A, and if you turn it this way you switch to B and you can blend those tones. So 10 different tones, and you can blend in the positions between those tones. To me, the blend was not really intuitive in the first phase, especially with the manual. When I played this guitar, when you turn the it's like turning the volume up, and you then select pretty much the B section. So if you have the manual and you turn your volume up,
like this move,
it's B. For me, intuitive, I would assume I turn it up, I have A. It's the bass position, and then I roll down to B.
Yeah,
that's
kind of my expectation, or was my expectation of it. And with that, I was a little bit struggling to find my way around it, also while demoing it, to get through the sounds. On which one am I now? Is it this or this? And yeah.
It's understandable, and it takes a little bit time getting used to the different combinations and which kind of acoustic model you have. For example, in position 5, this one is a dreadnought, this is a smaller body acoustic, and you just need to get used to this. It's not really intuitive. You have to learn it or have like a cheat sheet. There is a manual, you can print it out and it says all the different
But in
models.
the end, I don't think you would really care about this when you're using it, because you don't really care what kind of model it is. You just want to have that sound, and you will remember, oh, this is that sound, I go to that one and I use whatever.
Exactly. When I use it in the band context with another guitarist, I choose different models than when he's playing cajon and I'm playing guitar. So there's only one guitar playing. So in this regard, it's really cool because it's very flexible and you can just jump between the settings, and yeah, you can also blend it. I think it's pretty smart to have a smaller body acoustic and a dreadnought on one position, because they have different frequencies, and yeah, depending on the situation, you can really nicely blend between those two sounds. It's a mix of an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar, but purely as an acoustic guitar, it is not extremely loud. Maybe, do you have still the pick? Oh, I can give you the picks just for a quick demo. The volume while someone is talking. It is not extremely loud. You can probably still hear me talking, but sitting right next to it, it is okay loud, I would say. Definitely a bit thin sounding, especially compared to a real acoustic. You described it before, it's like a hollow body.
Yeah, it really is very similar to when I'm strumming the Greco that I'm having. About the same in volume. Obviously, tone-wise, with acoustic strings, it's a little bit different, but I would assume if I put acoustic strings on the Greco, it would sound fairly similar.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Speaking of acoustic strings, you mentioned or you noticed before it has a compensated saddle, and you thought or you suspect that it's not possible to intonate with electric strings properly.
Yeah, because there is that, let's call it cutout, that recess over here for the B string, and usually with the G string you would go even further back, and then you come again with the wound strings and have that angle downwards. I would assume with electric strings or 3 unwound strings, you would probably run into intonation issues.
When I picked it up, it came with electric strings, but I didn't really notice any intonation issues, but I switched to acoustic strings really quickly, because to me it is an acoustic guitar. It looks kind of like an electric, and also the neck feels like an electric guitar neck. It's a mix, because it's like an open mahogany. Yeah, it's open grain.
It's fairly similar to your American Professional. The American Professional is a little bit thinner and feels a little bit more like a D shape than this one. This is a little bit deeper C,
but not chunky.
Not chunky. I would say from the depth, it feels very similar to the Road-worn Strat. For example, with the C.
I also think the thickness is really comfortable. It's like a regular Strat. It's not that thick. You have the comfort cuts as well, but It's not a thick guitar.
No, not at all.
And
it's really light, obviously. It's hollow.
Belly cut, and for the arm, it's also the contour.
Yeah.
And yeah, in this regard, it's a really comfortable instrument. Yeah, and as you said, it's really light. But because of this hollow body, I chose not to put locking tuners on the guitar because I didn't want to put more weight on the headstock. So these are just regular Fender tuners, but they hold tune very well. I have absolutely no tuning issues with this guitar. The whole combination, nut, tuners, everything works just perfectly.
Did you modify anything else?
Well, it has the shuller buttons here for straps, which is really convenient because I have a bunch of straps with the shuller system, but that it came with that. And the only thing I changed, no, I didn't really change anything. The only thing I had to do when I got it is it had pretty severe fret sprout. All the frets on the bass side and on the treble side were sticking out, and it was really uncomfortable to play. I noticed this immediately when I picked it up, and yeah, I just had to use a fret end dressing file, and now no issues.
They are absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing to complain about.
Thanks. It was
You
a
did
little
great
bit of
job there.
It was a little bit of work, but with the StewMake tool, it worked pretty nicely, and now it feels really nice to play. And we checked the action; it's below 2 millimeters. So also
about 1.8 millimeters as well on
no
the
buzzing?
low E string and the high E string.
Yeah.
Only if you're either not grabbing properly, fretting properly, or if you strum like an idiot.
Okay.
But you shouldn't do this anyway.
Don't be an idiot. No, that's true.
It's meant to be played amplified, so why strum like an idiot on it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's perfectly fine to sit on a sofa or on a chair and just use it for practice, unplugged. But it's great to, you can run it straight into a PA. That's what we do in the rehearsal space usually. But in today's setting, we recorded with the Yamaha THR2 on the acoustic setting of the THR, and it works just fine.
Yeah. I would say it works quite a bit better on an acoustic amp or directly into a PA than it does on electric guitar amps.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
We've tested this quite a bit here. We've also tried with the magnetic pickup, and I'm not a fan of the position one, all the distorted sounds on its own. They are, not really.
They are simulated and modeled, and yeah.
I wouldn't use that one. If it was my guitar, I would go for that position 4, where you have just the magnetic pickup on its own.
That's 4B then, yeah.
4B.
Exactly the setting. That's a clean magnetic pickup only, so no acoustic.
No simulation on it, anything. So the only thing with that is it's a Stratocaster bridge pickup without a tone. So it's not my preferred pickup. That I would have.
Mine neither. I prefer HSS Strats.
You can make it work with it. So yeah, but it will probably cut in a mix.
Definitely, I think so too. And when you use it with an electric guitar amp, you have like an ABY setting. You have one for the acoustic tones, you go to an acoustic amp, and you have an electric guitar amp, maybe even a tube amp. You just have to switch the amp, and you have to EQ it in advance, so it sounds pleasant. Because we tried different settings when you turn down.
And there are a lot of bad sounds you can get from it. It's really tweaking this to make it sound so.
But you can make it sound decent. I would say it doesn't sound as good as a real electric guitar. in between songs, it can be pretty handy. Like you demonstrate in one of the playing samples, you're in an acoustic setting and then you switch to an electric sound.
Yeah.
In between, in the middle of the song.
Middle of the song, yeah. Other than that, it's mainly meant for acoustic, I think. It also shows with you're having 7 acoustic settings and 3 electric settings, so
yeah, there's a focus.
The focus is pretty obvious, I would say.
And I also think that the simulated tones, the modeled tones, they sound pretty good. I like them recorded, I like them through a PA, so it really sounds good. And my bandmate, he was really surprised when he heard it, because first he was very skeptical of this guitar, and then he heard it, and then he said, it sounds like crap, give it to me. Like, you can leave it with me, the guitar. It doesn't sound that good. Yeah. He was joking, but he really said, bring this one along, because he has a pure acoustic guitar, and this one is just great as an addition because it's super versatile.
And the form factor is really convenient.
And also a big plus is the great gig bag it comes with. I mean, it's an expensive instrument.
Some would argue they would expect a hardshell case with that price range.
Yeah, but it's a really decent, well-padded gig bag. You have straps here, a very well-padded handle, and it's super convenient to carry this guitar this way. You have room here for accessories, cables and stuff. And yeah, I like this gig bag a lot, and I'm glad it came with a gig bag and not a hardshell case, because yeah, it's the form factor and it's just easy to carry around, and yeah, very well made.
I would also assume it would handle better with feedback
than
a real acoustic.
So far I didn't notice any issues with feedback, so yeah, it works well this way. I mean, it's not that deep, and you can feel it here. It's really the solid back.
Yeah,
there's not much body producing feedback.
Yeah, I would assume this one is the battery or some other kind of electronics
and modeling, access to the pickups. Yeah, I've never opened it, to be honest.
So I think there is not that much hollow room in it, actually.
No, not really. So that's why it's also
over here and over here.
You noticed this hole before?
Yeah, there's an adjustment hole in there where you can adjust the neck angle. So there's also that. I
didn't have to mess with that one around, but it's great to be
and
there.
There is a modern cutout as well, so the grip is really good also in the upper axis. How many frets does it have once more?
20.
20, so yeah. The 18th fret is easily accessible, 20th is, yeah.
If you really need it.
If you really need it. The problem is then that you're not having any cut out in this way, so it's more that part that's in the way than down here.
That's true,
I would say.
There's one more thing I want to show you. Here, where you plug in your cable, right next to it, there's a micro USB port. Why does this guitar have a micro USB port? Do you have to update the firmware or something? No, that's for charging. So this doesn't come with a battery compartment. You cannot replace batteries. You can change the battery on the Mexican-made Acoustasonic models, the Tele and the Jazzmaster I mentioned before. But with the American ones, you only have a built-in battery. And yeah, you have to charge that one. Takes a couple of hours to fully charge, but then you get around 20 hours of charging time. And I really don't have to charge it a lot. It's every few months or Yeah, no, it's not more. I play this one regularly and most time for band rehearsals, and I really don't have to charge it a lot. So it's
So you're using it a lot acoustically at home without plugging it in.
yeah, or just
When you-
with the THR.
Yeah.
If I want to practice a song for the next rehearsal.
And you can play while it's being charged.
Exactly.
Yeah. The only thing is we use the wireless adapter over here, so with that one you don't have the space for the cable.
Exactly.
That one does not work. A normal cable does work.
Normal cable and then micro USB, and then you can even charge it while playing. Mid song, that's definitely an issue. So if you use this one for a gig, you should charge it in advance, or at least maybe plug it in if you're unsure. But that's not ideal. That there's no option for a battery.
You could probably go with an additional battery that we're using like for the Spark 40
Where would you stick that one?
on the backside or on the strap.
That would work, like a power bank, something
Yeah,
like
power
that.
bank. You use a power bank
External
in
battery.
addition to it, just to be on the safe side.
True, that would definitely be an option.
So yeah,
But might be off-putting for some,
yeah,
understandably.
definitely. So yeah, Lucas, with that all said, would you buy this guitar again?
Definitely. I like it a lot. I play it a lot, and it's one of the most played guitars in my collection, to be honest. And I've had it for about a year now. It's January currently, and I bought it last year in January, and I've been playing it really, really a lot. It's very comfortable. I like the tones I'm getting out of it. The thing is, for 1,800 euro, I would be hesitant. Although I really like it a lot and play it a lot, 1,800 euro or US dollars is quite a lot of money, and you really. But on the other hand, I would miss it if it would be gone, if it would not be part of my collection. I'm super happy that I got it for a discounted price, for a great deal. To answer your question, I would probably buy it again. Yes, if this would be stolen.
I mean, for you, you're playing in an acoustic band, so
I would like to replace it.
There it makes sense. For me, I'm not that interested in this guitar, to be honest.
Sure.
Because when I'm playing with an acoustic, it's mostly at home, maybe recording or by myself or on a campfire or something like this. And for a campfire, it is not loud enough.
It's better than for a studio guitar.
Yeah, and for a studio guitar, I prefer obviously the Martin.
Sure.
With a mic.
It's just the different models you have here.
Yeah. So it's not that I'm gigging really with an acoustic. And even then I have the LR Baggs Anthem in the Martin now, so
True.
I don't really feel the need for anything more because I'm not having the variety with the band, so mostly I'm playing then on a funeral or something, fingerstyle. There's just that one sound that I want, and not a mix with electric guitar and so on.
Yeah.
And with the band I'm playing electric, so yeah.
Not really use cases. What's your overall verdict about this guitar? Like you played it for quite a while now.
I've played it now for quite a while. I think it makes sense in your case where you take it with a band, where you also plan to gig with it, and need a couple of different sounds, especially in your case where your band setup is not fixed. You don't have two guitar players all the time, and you want a thinner sound, a smaller sound for when you're having two guitar players, so you're not in the way of each other. So you can, move out of the way of the other guitar player, but then have the volume, have the full body when you're playing just with a cajon as the guitar player on your own. I think for that one it works really well. I think also
playability. What do you
playability is really nice, especially when you're coming from an electric guitar. But for me, also with the playability, maybe I'm really a lot playing with fingerstyle. The string spacing is more like an electric guitar. It's fairly small, so
it feels like an electric neck.
And I've been struggling a little bit with all the fingerstyle picking that I'm usually doing.
Is the Martin a little bit wider?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
feels
makes
definitely sense. Wider. Also has a flatter radius, 16 or 18 inch.
Oh yeah, we didn't cover that. This one has 12-inch radius.
So there's also that. So it feels, and a real acoustic feels very different from this. This feels like an electric guitar, essentially.
Yeah, playability-wise, definitely. That's hybrid is a good description of it, being a hybrid guitar, I would say. So what is your opinion about this, let's say, rather controversial instrument? Leave a comment down below, we would be interested to know. And with that, thanks a lot for watching and see you in another video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.